Today, we're going to be building a new workflow, an AI workflow in N10 where I show you how you can introduce a human in the loop. So when we create AI agents or when we build a workflow, we basically automate it completely. So there is no a person, a normal human in the loop where we can verify that whatever we are doing is actually going down the right path. So if that is a problem, or if we are just building something complex, or we're building something where we do need someone to be in the path that we can verify that everything that is happening is going down the right path, that is where we need a human in the loop. So this is what we basically refer it to as, and we can build this simply using n8n workflow. We're going to build this workflow. It's going to be our auto email responder, but with this specific workflow, we will add a human in the loop using this specific node. Let me show you the demo of how things are looking at here, so we know what we're building. So when we receive our new email or when we execute the workflow, it will get the latest email or the most recent email that I've received in my Gmail account, and it will convert it to Markdown and summarize it and then give it to LLM. In this case, it's OpenAI. And then we will have our human in the loop. So the person that we have selected here as a manager, you can say, is going to receive an email specifically asking them to either accept or just ignore the email altogether. And based on that, we'll have our execution that will, if it will continue or if it will just fail. All right. So let me execute the workflow so you can see everything in action and how things are working here. When I execute the workflow, we get the email, summarize it, I write the email, and if I close it, you can see it's now purple and it's waiting for something. So it's executing the workflow, but it's kind of just looping in here. So we have a timer here and it's waiting for something. And that something is that the human in the loop will receive an email specifically asking an approval. So this is the email that we have received, and it's an approval required for the following email. And it's the email that the AI has written, OpenAI in this scenario. So I just received some email, and it's for the approval that AI has written in this previous step. Now, if I click on approve, you can see it will say that I can just close this page. And when I go back to the workflow, you can see that when it was true, when the if statement was true, it basically got through it and it sent a message. All right. Now it's just a test scenario and I'm sending a message back to me in response, but you can also just send it back to the person that you have received from, or you can add multiple people, or you can add CC, or you can add other people too. So it's totally up to you. But for this test scenario, I'm just sending it back to me. So when I go back, for example, we can see this is the response that AI has written, the ChatGPT has written for us, and this is the response that we are seeing now. Now, obviously, I send it to me, right? But we can send it to multiple people, or the person we actually received the email from. All right. So this is it. And with that demo, let's get in and let me just show you how things are looking and how we can build one. Do this for Gmail now. So I'm gonna have a new node, which is going to be for Gmail. So we're going to have Gmail, and we're going to trigger it when we receive a new message. And we're going to check every minute, or you can do every hour or every day. And then you can have every day, and you can also add the time where you basically say, all right, each morning at 8 a.m., go on and check if I've received an email. And if I did receive an email, then trigger this workflow. All right. So I'm gonna, if the image is going to be master received and simplify it, yes. We don't need any filters as of now. And for the credentials, you can add your own account. So if you go to create new credentials, you will simply sign in with your Google account and connect it. Or if you go to the service account path, you can obviously set it up yourself. For any information, you can open docs and you can do it. It's pretty easy and straightforward. The docs are pretty straightforward and very descriptive too. So this is it. Now that we have it, I'm going to add a new node where I am going to put it into Markdown. So the email that we receive here, I'm going to convert it to Markdown so we can easily feed that to our LLM model so it can just play along with it. Now, when I execute the previous node, you will see I will get an email, um, fetch test event. You should get something. So we got this email specifically. So we have one item that it's a new email and I'm using my test account. You probably have more or less. It's totally dependent on the email account that you're using. Come here and I'm going to add an HTML, which is going to be this snippet. Because from it, I'm receiving the email. So I'm going to convert this thing to Markdown. All right. So when I execute the workflow, this specific steps, all right, we can have our data. So this data is going to be in the Markdown. And then we can, instead of using this one, the raw data, we can now use this processed Markdown. So I'm going to add a new node, which is going to be summarize the email. So we have a summarization chain. So this is the specifically for summarizing the node or summarizing code or anything. In here, I can have a snippet or I can have a data and I can just drag it over here and just process it through. And I'm going to use this one and I am going to use the binary, and simple define is going to be binary, 1,000 characters per chunk, and chunk overlap is going to be 200. And properties, I'm going to use it as summarization method and prompts. It's pretty simple. The prompt that I used before, so I just don't have to write it here again, like this. And all right, sorry about that. Like this. Oh, it's not working. Let me just drag it over here. Okay, let me do that again so we can see it's working. All right, so now we can see it. Here, write a concise summary of this specific data, the processed markdown, and it will do it. And the final prompt to combine is going to be exactly in here is I'm going to add the quotation marks. So basically knows what it is about. I'm going to copy it, go back to the final prompt and combine, and just paste it in here. So it's pretty much just simple and similar to each other. Now I'm going to come back here, and in the model section, I'm using OpenAI. Now you can use Claude or you can use Gemini or Grok, whatever. It's totally up to you. I'm using 4.1 mini. It's the cheapest as of now. Or I think the Nano is the cheapest. 4.1 Nano is the cheapest. Based on the scenario that you are building it for, maybe you're building it for a company or something, you might be using another model and another LLM. So it's totally up to you. Now, with that said, we would now have our summary. So once we have a summary, we need to give it to another LLM chain where we can basically write an email, right? So for that, we need basically this one, the AI agent. Let's see. So I'm going to need to execute the previous nodes. Once I do that, I'll have it, and I can just simply go in here and I can see what I need in it. All right. I want to define below, and the prompt is going to be, I'm going to copy it again from the previous node, and this one. Write the text to reply to the following email, which is going to be this right here. And based on it, I'm going to have our system message. And the system message is going to be requires specific format. Okay. I don't want to fall back or anything like that. And I can have our system message. Okay. You need to answer them. My answer is wrong. Answer them based on the information you have. All right. So I think this one would be good. And we're going to say it just the body of the email. So sometimes we have hallucinations in the email. So we just don't want to write everything else, and just the body of the email, not not the subject line or something. All right. So we just need the body and not the subject line. So we do that, and I'm gonna execute the step. Um, a chat model subnet must be connected. Oh, sorry. It should be connected to an LLM chain, another LLM, which is going to be OpenAI in this case. I'm just using OpenAI now. Again, you can use anyone you want. I'm just gonna use OpenAI. And we don't need memory or tool or output parts or anything, because it's just going to be a simple workflow. So now we have that, and we have our output. And this one is going to be the response for this specific email. So it's the summary, by the way. So now that we have a summary and we have our email, we next need a person in the loop, which is going to be using Gmail again. All right. So once we go here, and I'm going to select send message and wait for response. So it's going to be like human in the process or human in the loop. Now again, I'm just going to send it to me. You can send it to your supervisor, your manager, or whatever you want. So it's totally up to you. I'm just going to use my test account in it. So I'm just going to send it to me again. And subject line is going to be again from this subject, let's say. So based on it, we'll have our subject line. Or let's say I say approve this email. All right, let's say. And the email message is going to be this output that AI generated. So we're just going to tell this person who has this email account that approve this specific email, which has this body, yes or no. All right. So just say yes, or just, forget it or ignore it. So response type is going to be approval, obviously. And then, yeah, that's it. That's all we need. As we do that, then we need to, so once we have everything, we currently have everything that we need. Then we just need a simple if and else situation. For that, we can just go to if node, and I'm just gonna say, so I have to execute the previous nodes, for example, in here, and I think I will receive an email in here. So I just go and refresh it, and I say approve. So once it's approved, I will have the command that I can use in here. So once the approved is equal to, or the boolean is true, which is true in this scenario, then when it's true, you send an email using Gmail node. Then we can send a message again. Then we can send a message to the person who you received the email from, which is going to be this one from. But in this way, it's just me. So I'm just going to send it back to me. But obviously, once you are here and you select from, you're going to send it to yourself. All right. So it's going to be from to me, obviously, in this specific scenario. And subject is going to be re. And I'm just going to grab the subject line again, which is going to be this one. All right. So pretty simple. The email type is going to be text, and the message is going to be this output by AI. All right. It's very simple. We just send the message that we actually approved using a human in the loop in this specific node, and then we send it the email to the person that we first received the email from, and we send the response to this specific person in the very first node, this specific output that we have generated in our previous AI agent node, right? And when I execute the step, you will see, as it is true, I will get an email, and I refresh it. You can see I have now received this specific email with the subject line re-response, because it is what I selected, and this is the email, and it's actually from me to me. Actually, it's kind of confusing, but it's very simple. And then to remove this one, this OpenAI embedding, what you can do is you come here and scroll down, append and attribution, and just close it. And when I execute the step again, you will see when I go back in here and I refresh it, you see now I don't have it. So this is it from this workflow. If you have any questions, leave them down below in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to answer them. If you want me to build another workflow that you like, I'll try to build them in the next of the videos. All right.